Sorry, I need a second to fix up my stuff. I've been thinking about getting a real, honest to God microphone. Like, I've been thinking about getting like a Blue Yeti or something. Like a snowball again. Because I've been thinking about it and I've been kind of annoyed. I need to get a mono-directional mic of some sort. Damn, these bunnies are sleeping in the sun. I need to get a mono-directional mic or something like that. Because I'm so tired of this mic just picking absolutely everything up. I want a mic that's like on an arm or something, bring it down to my face and just talk into it like a... And not worry about my keyboard just getting picked up. Or hell, my least favorite thing, my fucking... people getting picked up by the microphone whenever I'm in a Discord call. Oh, sorry, my mic picking up background noise of me being in a Discord call or like of people hearing themselves from my headset. I'm tired of that. I don't want to live in that world anymore. I'm just kidding. You are returned, and unharmed, I see. Indeed, I am pleased to report the Light Warden is no more, thanks in large part to you. And the death of a single sin either would make such a difference. And our numbers waned, so did as our numbers waned, so did too our hope that the ruins we have devoted our lives to guarding would ever find purpose. Yet here you are, the allies for whom we have waited these many centuries. And with your arrival came the chance to pass on our legacy, the ancient wisdom of the Empire. That alone would have been reward enough. Never did we imagine it would serve to banish the light that pervaded these woods. On behalf of the V's, our forebears, and the late Emperor Vronka, you have our deepest thanks. You're righteous. Don't make me say anything. It is we who should be thanking you. Our journey through the Quetana Ravel proved most enlightening. To be privy to such knowledge is an honor, one for which we never hoped. Please, you need not be so humble. We but do our duty as decreed by the late Emperor, and that he were still with us to express his gratitude in person. Sister, does this not mean our duty is fulfilled? To our allies, perhaps, but the ruins cannot be left unguarded. So as long as we live here in these woods, the secrets of the Ronco must not fall to the wrong hands. Is Runa still here? No, we escorted him back to Slitherbow shortly after he stepped out. If we return to the nice Bresson, we will not keep you any longer. I suspect they'll be glad of your company. Thank you, Helmet. I look forward to a day when we might share a more leisurely visit to the ruins of Fronka. We will await your return then. Let me just take a second to just read something. Oops. Where's... I wonder what this is. Well, evidently it's Lahi. What is this? Is this just a gathering? Is this just a spot where a gathering node can spawn? I want to get mapping the realm. That happened that time. I won. I don't know why it didn't happen. Hold on. I know why it didn't happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen today. I was setting that up as a test for something, but I forgot to do the rest of the stuff after I set it up as a test to see if it would work. Now I don't know what to do with it. Although I'm getting mapping the roam. It shouldn't go through now, but maybe, who knows. Was that the bite of 87? Damn, I didn't get mapping the roam? Oh, I just have to get one more spot. Your mount can fly no higher. That's crazy. Wait, why am I flying all the way over there? I can just do this. Hello, Runar, I'll be right back. I bet you've never seen this before. What was the meme? You ain't never been from Ohio if you never done this before? Something like that. Michigan. There you go, I got it. You ain't from Michigan if you ain't never done this before. Is that from the video of like Arxis intros be like?
You are returned.
Why is it cutscene voice?
You needn't worry about us. What became of the Umoran soldiers, more importantly?
They turned tail and fled at the sight of the night sky. The children of the everlasting dark have also retreated back to Woven Oath. Try as they might, they could not deny the truth of their own eyes. The sunless sea of heaven, full of love and grace, where none need know pain or suffering. In that moment, when the sky's light began to wane, I knew our prayers had been answered. We were doomed to face oblivion at life's end no longer. When first we met, I harbored certain suspicions about you. Now I see that I was right. You are the bringers of shadow, the warriors of darkness, the saviors for whom we have prayed for so long.
I forgot to drink my drink and now it's
I suppose you're not entirely wrong.
at room temperature.
But we are not worthy of your reverence, nor have we any desire to be worshipped. If you would pray, pray for your children, that they may one day know a better world.
That's gay, Yustola. They should do that regardless.
Please,
I'm kidding.
Let us at least hold a feast to celebrate your victory. You deserve that much.
I'm sorry, Runar, but there is still much to be done and scant time in which to do it. We must go.
Do you think Yustola eats oatmeal straight out of the
We
bag?
share the same path and the same fate.
Probably. I think she goes up to the house plants and just start munching on them like a cat.
I ask only that you hold us in your hearts, as we would hold you in ours. Now and ever after. By the boundless dark, this I swear.
Monty Shasi, when I was at work, they only had like these small packets of melatonin. Should I? It's like 3 milligrams or whatever, 3 mgs. Should I take like another one? Because I've already taken one. Should I take one or should I just stay on the 3 milligrams? Because they also sell 10 milligram gummies, and I also think the probably not IDK. Damn. You're my nurse. Now it pains me to leave. It's time I returned with you and the others to the Crystanium. Stoner Logic says never hit it again unless you feel it. I see. Until you feel it. I see. Before we go, might I speak to you in private? I'll await you in my chambers. We'll have to wait for a half hour then. Thank you for coming. I thought to keep my suspicions to myself, but after witnessing your victory at Raktika Falls, I fear they prove true, and so I must share them with you. From the first when we met at Fort Gone, your aether has appeared, tainted, fused with an overabundance of light, not unlike the Sinius. When you defeated the Light Warden, I fear the light which poured forth from it was not negated by Nihil's blessing, rather that it was absorbed into your being. Orianji also expects as much, though he is unwilling to share his thoughts on the matter. One thing is certain, with every warden you defeat, the danger to you grows greater. Greater perhaps than we can imagine. If you begin to feel anything strange, anything at all, pray, inform me at once. You should hurry, before the others begin to worry. Once I've sorted my things here, I will join you. You think that would came up in an actual cutscene instead of just casually voiced, or casually not voiced in the little dialogue box? I wish Emmett was here. I think Emmett fucked off after the dungeon. I didn't fully check. We took one last patrol at the perimeter. All things considered, so the bow looks relatively unscathed. Thanks to the antidote, all those who are poisoned will make a full recovery. And with the night sky returned, the prayer have at last been answered. Nodders. Wow. Sorry to keep y'all waiting. Shall we be off then? I'll dial certain this is best. Well, not tonight. There's a part of me that wishes I could stay. I honestly thought she was going to. For 2 years I have lived with the Blessed, learned their culture. Be going far as to adopt Master Batoya's name as my own. But I pray I did honor to it. Now is not the time for doubt or hesitation. Come, we must return to the Crystarium. Wow. Speak with Y'shtola at the Crystarium? Damn. It feels like it's been so long since we last been to the Crystarium. We're gonna be here for like... Wow, that's cool. We're gonna be here for like 2 minutes and then we gotta go do a bunch of the random bullshit that we have to do with LSA and whoever the fuck the other people are. LSA and Alphanod. Y'shtola. All things considered, it's highly surprising that Alphanode and LSA have yet to arrive. But where's the Exarch? My friends, it's good to see you all again. What are you doing here? Alphanode, it has been too long. I assume your presence here means you brought word of the warden hiding in Raktika. I killed it. Found and slain, you say? I should have known. Yolmo has but recently dispatched soldiers to all corners of Novrant to defend them. I'm glad to see their efforts were wasted on the Great Wood. Speaking of Yolmo, what came of your meeting with the Vothri? Yes, about that. It proved to be... Exarch, you mustn't push yourself. Your time away from the tower has clearly taken its toll. No doubt you all are tired as well. Having traveled so far, why don't we all take a much-needed rest before we discuss our findings? I thought to propose the very same. After your clash with the warden, you deserve a chance to recuperate. It's settled then. We can reconvene after everyone has had time to settle in. I'm so fucking mad that all the characters are British in some ways, because I have to like do 15 different British accents every single time any more than 2 characters are on screen. And I have to try to remember what any of them are. And I don't want them to all be like, oh, Leviosa. Mana. Cranium. Ghoul. Welcome back, Miss. Returned from a lengthy excursion, I take it? Well, your room has been made ready if you'd care to retire. Very good. I pray you sound sleep and pleasant dreams. I'm gonna take the nut bake. Leviosa. Wingardium Leviosa. Hey, Ardbard.
So there's a light sealed inside you, is there? You wouldn't know it from the outside. You look the same as you ever did to me.
Is it gonna end that Ardbard is gonna have to be sacrificed to consume all the light for me? I must stay the course for the others.
True enough. Packing up and
True.
going home isn't really an option, is it? If you don't face the music here, it'll only come and find you there. Think he was telling the truth? Emmett, I mean.
I mean, all that rot
So,
about Heidelin being no
that may
different from
be
any
yes.
other primal.
Are we just slaves to her will?
How does that make it any different from than if she was just an actual, like a quote-unquote god?
Let's pay him no mind. Lies the Asian stock in trade.
What does a
Villains,
god being...
heroes. All a matter of perspective, they'd have you believe. One man's fond memory, another's waking nightmare. Me,
True.
I'm no saint or savior. Just another sinner. And I know damn well I'm in no position to judge. When I saw the people of Slitherbow look up at the sky and celebrate the return of the dark, felt good. It was moments like that that I cherished. Much more than the thrill of adventure. The quiet after the storm. I always took comfort in that.
My weird and unfortunate thing is that, like, what difference does it make if our god is tangible? If they exist within the same realm as the other gods that have existed? That may just be a me thing. I don't live in the world or realm of Final Fantasy XIV of Eorzea. So I personally wouldn't understand the effects of Heidelin being essentially the same as any other god, or any other quote-unquote god. To me, I'm just like, wow, that makes sense.
What did the scouts have to report?
Several skirmishes, but nothing of consequence. The
Shadowhunter.
fighting seems to have taken its toll on both sides.
A stalemate, then. The Alliance has done well to hold the line for so long. But then they did have Ishgardian reinforcements.
Nevertheless, neither side has any appetite for a prolonged engagement. 'Tis but the calm before the storm. And should the Empire choose to bring their full might to bear,
To say nothing of Black Rose. All the more reason to hasten our search. How close are your people to identifying our next target?
Close enough. Though I have received some troubling intelligence.
I think something weird is going
One
on.
of our generals posted to the Alamegan front recently disappeared without trace from the battlefield at Gimlet Dark.
I'll talk about what I think is weird is going on after the cutscene's done.
Dead seems unlikely. Fled less so. I wonder where he'll turn up.
Were I a betting man, I would say here, in the capital. Not that any deserter who valued his life would contemplate returning, but a corpse might, given the right encouragement.
In the manner of his royal remains, you mean?
Elidibus plainly has no need of a new host, so the question becomes who? It may be that another player has joined the game. Something to consider at any rate. But come, there's work to be done.
So, while the subtitles did say "meanwhile at Garlemald," I don't think this is going on in tandem. Thank you, Mubad, for doing that.
Bloodless games make for poor sport. Mayhap if father... Nay. I am a stranger to him in this body. Besides, there is but one hand that can make me whole again. My enemy. My friend.
It is. I'm so glad.
I know not what entertainment occupies you, but if you will not clear the way for me, then I shall seize the reins of fate once more.
I am so glad and I am so happy that I fully realized that that was Xenos in the cutscene where he decides to show up in the battlefield. Once I realized, it makes seeing him show up in every cutscene so much better. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the game is saying like meanwhile in Garlemald. I genuinely do not think that this is meanwhile of what's currently going on in Garlemald. Because earlier they said that like for every hour that passes in the source, a year passes in the first. And what's going on is that it looks like the story's been going on outside of what we're doing for like over like I want to say like a week at most. I don't think it was an hour. I could have sworn they said it was like an hour. I would need to check my notes. I would genuinely need to check my notes. Hold on. Maybe maybe this is before I stopped taking notes on my computer. Final Fantasy 14 notes. Let's take a note. Let's take a look here. Oh my god, 2024. It might have been just day, in all honesty. Stanford is here for 5 years, then he went out of the first, and I think the time scale between him and us is like 6-ish months. I think whoever said whatever the time scale is in game was wrong. 'Cause whatever they said it was is not right. I suspected you might be awake. I could scarce imagine you sleeping through such a commotion. An entire host of senators appear to be advancing upon the Crystarium. Emergency measures are being taken as we speak. Rest assured, however, that we are safe so long as we remain under the Crystal Tower's aegis. You may return to your quarters if you wish. Yes, I thought you might feel that way, and I cannot say that your assistance would be anything less than welcome. I must remain here to disseminate information to the other residents, but you're under no obligation, and thus free to aid any townsfolk who may be in distress. The Exedra tends to be a point of congregation in times of need. Rather with those seeking solace and companionship, you would have my personal gratitude if you would succor to those there. I tried going for Dick Van Dyke's goofy-ass accent in... what do you call it? Mary Poppins. But his accent is so weird and fake that I absolutely could not imitate it whatsoever. The Exarch said something like, the worlds are relatively aligned right now. Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I checked my notes. I didn't do a good job of taking notes on that, I'm not gonna lie. My thought was that, like, we passed out and everything that we're experiencing in Garlemald is happening before we passed out, and then we're gonna combine together to like an hour after I passed out. We just returned from Armarang, and yet I find the Crystarium moments from being beset by senators. Where are they coming from? This shouldn't be possible. We restore the darkness. It doesn't mean that they can't just come over here. Well, this is a fortunate coincidence. Rather, tell me you have some idea why this is happening. I may, but for the moment we'll need to postpone such discussions in favor of action. The Crystal Exarch is preparing to deploy a barrier around the Crystarium as we speak. Ensuring that he is able to do so be our first concern. There are a number of instruments placed in the Crystarium that function as anchors for the barrier. I'm on my way to activate them now. In which case, 3 pairs of hands would be better than 1. Very well, I'll take the ones to the south. I shall deal with the northern apparatus. Will you handle the western too? They have ensconced on platforms extending from the upper level of the Aetherite Plaza. What do you think about the stream title, by the way? My initial thought was I was gonna write... My initial want was that I wanted to write, what's this? Sights of the First. My initial thought was that I wanted to write Crash Out disguised as Self-Reflection, or some shit like that. Because while I was at work, the video that I sent you was... I watched that while I was at work, and it was very funny and enlightening to hear someone share the same thoughts that I've been having, but worded differently. And I just... It just takes little crumbs like that to make me go through the whole thing of, like, self-reflection, of me taking a few moments to kind of just sit around and be thinking about life and stuff. I've had some thoughts about what I want to do. Hold a moment, sinner. You're not from around here, are you? A fellow wandering soul. An eternal inhabitant of the road? I thought so. Erlith's the name. My aspirations to travel the whole wide world. That was a bit smaller than it used to be. But as far as dreams go, it's a lot more realistic than you might think. But danger still lurking every corner and around every bend. Even so, this sinner's got a lot of nerves of steel. He's a born explorer. Erloth. There's no land too distant or place too forbid an eye. But what I spy's poking out of your pack, a log, if I'm not mistaken. Give it over, if you would. Oh, you're this guy. Ah, I thought so. A record of fantastic vistas and unforgettable sights. It's not very full, I'm not gonna lie. But kindred spirits, a marrow of a feather. Excellent, excellent. It's only right that I share with you such wondrous experiences as you have with me. Collection of amazing vistas I catalog myself that I guarantee will rival the best you've ever seen. Elrond may be a shadow of its former glory, but there's still joy and excitement to be found if you know where to look, my friend. So I implore you, look, look, look. Follow in my footsteps, savor every moment of the journey, and then, when you feel you've discovered every secret this realm has to offer, start again. I promise you won't be disappointed. Wow. Anyway, it's time to go back to making sure we don't die. Yeah, the whole thing about like self-reflection, blah blah blah, yada yada. I decided, yeah, I think that would make for a funny stream title. I initially wanted it just to be Crash Out disguised as self-reflection or some other bullshit like that. Because there's a lot of things that people have been doing recently, which kind of feels like a cold level tactic, and that's because it is. It's the idea of like putting yourself or putting someone through so much emotional stress and having them weather through it as much as they can until the very moment of them completely fucking losing it and having like an emotional breakdown, and people celebrating it as a good thing and being like, yes, you're doing it, you're finally healing, is a very toxic sort of thing. And I've been thinking about it, and I feel like that's kind of what I've actually been doing to myself. Instead of reflecting upon my own weaknesses and failures and trying to work on through it and trying to make myself a better person, I kind of just force myself to go through a whole lot of bad stuff until it finally boils over, until I can't take it anymore. And then I either weather through that like emotional breakdown, or I completely just fall apart and I just can't do anything anymore. And I feel like I just have a bad habit of doing that. And a lot of the stuff about that recently is that it feels like a lot of internet personalities and whatnot sort of cultivate in an environment like that, and they kind of do the cult leader thing of being like, you're healing, you're doing better now, your complete emotional fucking breakdown is not indicative of you not having a healthy outlet for your emotions. You bottling it up and having it all break down in one moment is good for you, actually. You completely just breaking apart is so healthy. The way that you bottle up all of your emotions and completely just let it destroy you internally, and letting it externally come out in one big avalanche of emotion, potentially harming your relationship both with yourself and others, is good for you. It means you're finally engaging in the path to stoicism. Your emotional intelligence is going through the roof the more that you just don't engage in it. I think my other idea for stream title is the self-reflection we go through in the self-reflection game.
Senator sighted! They're coming!
That was loud. I say that, but I think the actual self-reflection game is Persona, but unfortunately people don't play Persona for the story of Persona. I think I'll find enjoyment in engaging with the story of Persona, as that I don't think I'm going to find the engagement
Excellent. The barrier is holding.
completely fulfilling. But that's a conversation for later. We
That's
gotta
good news for the Crystarium,
focus on
but
what's
what of
going
the
on.
rest of Lakeland?
Lena and the city guard have taken to the field. Thancred and the others have already joined them. Let us do the same.
I kind of enjoy. I don't know. It's probably like weird and fucked up, but I do kind of enjoy the city-state militaries that are going on here. Which is weird because you think that I would enjoy it just as much in Eorzea. But for whatever reason, I kind of like it a bit more here. I don't know why. I think it's because in the setting it makes far more sense to me. Like, hold on. Like, this is Norvrant. This is just what the world looks like now. Hold on, can I go up higher? I can. Like, this is Norvrant. Norvrant is like bam, 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 bam. Check it out, it's Lenosha. I'm just kidding, I don't know what the fuck that is. There's Norvrant, there's a crystal tower, yada yada yada. And it makes sense to me that there's like only a few cities with that are remnants of civilization, and they have their own standing armies or different forms of like civilization and militaries and stuff. Like, I like that. To me, that makes a lot of sense. But for whatever reason, when we go over to here in Eorzea, for some reason I can't. I don't know why I won't want to buy it anymore. I don't know why I don't engage with it as much in Eorzea. I think the problem for me is that it just, to me, it doesn't make sense why civilization is all located in these like big ass cities, the way that they are, and the way that magic and technology works in this setting. I think I need to see a lot more of the trenches for me to be on board with Limsa Laminza being the only source of civilization in La Noscia. I think that's the only thing I need. I just need to play more side quests to understand what it's like for the people in the trenches. Because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking on it, and I'm like, but it does kind of make sense why there's only like city-states that have their own little own militaries or whatever, and why there isn't just a big united city, or like not big united, like one big united country. Like the thing they're going is that it's basically like a confederation of city-states. Like it makes sense what this is and why it is. Because like fucking in La Noscia over here in, let's see, in Eastern La Noscia over here, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Over in Eastern La Noscia, this entire area is overcome with like big ass giant rock monsters who just kill everyone who comes by. And the beaches over here are completely filled with kobolds and goblins and monsters from the sea who come by and eat anyone who strays from the main path. So it makes sense why the city states are the way that they are, is because legit where fucking else is safer. Like fucking Laminza is literally built on water and away from the mainland because of how dangerous the mainland is. Like it makes sense. So I don't know why I can't engage with it as much as I can engage with it over here in Novrant. We gotta join the Vanguard as soon as possible. If the number of eaters or saws any indication, we'll be facing a formidable host. I don't know. I'm taking a moment to be like, why can't I engage with this? And then I realize, oh, the reason why I can't engage with this is because I'm being a fucking idiot. Like I'm genuinely being dumb. There's no reason for me to not want to engage with it in Eorzea. Am I sunburned? I just touched my arm and it felt really bad. Or I touched my hand and it felt really bad. The Home Depot video, but it's edited to be like a Final Fantasy XIV dungeon as camera work. What lovely weather, just what we needed. It seems the battle has already begun in earnest. Make haste. Seniors are more tangible threat to society than level 35 green bird on the road. True, that is also fair. That is honestly way more fair. Triple triad matches are not allowed in current area. Aw shit, and here I was thinking about playing a little.
Let's give it our all.
Yeah, I suppose that's the problem. And that's also like a problem I can also like give the World of Warcraft as well. I don't know. Because I've been thinking about it, but like a lot of World of Warcraft, it kind of just doesn't make any sense for why something would be the way that it is. But also at the same time, I'm also in the camp of being fair and saying that like sometimes you can just have. Sometimes you can just have like a city there if you just think it looks cool. If it looks cool on the map, it's okay to have a city to be there as well. Engaging in combat. Also, like, I think they also went through an effort to show more of what military means and what it actually looks like in Norvrent than what it does in Eorzea. But also maybe due to what I was talking about with V before I started the stream, which is that A Realm Reborn's pacing is a lot better when you decide to ignore the MSQ for a bit and just engage with the side quests, like the side contents in an area, rather than full-blown just rushing through the main story. Because it lets you engage in the world, it allows you to engage with the world building of what is going on. I think that's probably the reason why Norvrent's whole military stuff is a lot more believable to me, because they went through the effort of showing what the effort of like the city-states military looks like, actually. Rather than it being heavily implied that the Marauders, or sorry, the Storm Serpents or whatever the fuck, actually all do stuff. Don't kill him, don't kill him. You motherfucker. We got him, we got him. My own magic cells. Okay, yep. That's good. Because I kind of ignored her because I just assumed she would do well enough by herself. My Halo Master Chief Collection instincts are coming in. I want to save all the Marines before they die to the enemies. This is what I do in fucking Halo Combat Evolved. I just go around and just try to save as many Marines as I can, and every single time that they die, I just kill myself just so I can try to save more Marines. Damn, am I off tank? Am I off tank in the main story mode? Draw the less simulators in the perimeter. I don't think you realize that I've already accidentally done that. So Matoya has a few tricks up his sleeves. Allow me to demonstrate. Damn, you wasted limit break on that? Bro, what the fuck? A most impressive trick indeed. As if you've none of your own. Let's make for the Imperative, shall we? Someone hath made short work of these Zetas. It's probably Linnae or whatever in her city guard elite. Oh hey, it's Thancred and Minfilia. Hey Thancred, did you give Minfilia her job stone yet? We're glad that you know that all the locals are taking shelter. Nevertheless, we can't allow any of these Zetas to gain any ground. With me. Is that how I should start talking to people? Should I just start being like, with me? I don't know why, but it kind of goes hard seeing a bison with goat horns. I do kind of love the way that the Sin Eaters are designed in this expansion. It's kind of cool to see straight up just normal thing, but with a weird twist to it. And it's also white. God damn it all, we are too late. Man, that's a huge bitch. Of all of these, you press on to the Imperative. I'm sure that's a good idea, Thancred. I'm staying with you. We lost too many already. We must hurry. What was the other way around? These Zetas are too organized. They cannot be merely acting on instinct. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting Thancred to be like, no, go back over there, Minfilia. You're dead weight. The fucking bastard called me dead weight. I don't know whether that's the meme that I held on to. It is as we feared. They remind me a lot of the new white monsters from Monster Hunter Wilds. Is that the one where you can play as, what's his face? Die 1000 Deaths guy? Lives of the wounded are in our hand. Oh, this is one of those, huh? Yeah, I suppose that is a good point. It kind of does remind me of just like Monster Hunter, I guess. Like, it feels like each of these monsters are unique rather than being goblin but with an extra hat or something. Like these, this is probably gonna sound like such a mean thing to say, but these don't feel like Final Fantasy enemies. To me, Final Fantasy has really good bosses, but they have awful, I don't want to say awful, but they have like jank-ass average monster design. Like a lot of the average monsters in Final Fantasy is like dog, and then like level 20 dog is like dog but with red skin or something like that. Or the Dynamites and Bear. I mean, to be fair, they use replays of a Realm Reborn stuff. Yeah, that's fair. I honestly think the bears are kind of lame. I think the bears and the Scarab here are the lamest out of the new monsters they brought in. I would like it if the bear had like horns or something, but like something to make them like a little bit more unique. Abcat, that is no ordinary eater. How many times have we seen this thing and you guys still have to give me the warning that this thing is not normal? Like, I understand this thing is not normal, we've fought this well enough. The ones that I also kind of don't like is I understand it's like the point. Like, they just meant to show how, they're meant to like show how much more dangerous they are because they look a little bit humanoid. That's how you know they're dangerous. But I don't like that some of the higher tier enemies are straight up just humans but with extra bits. Which is weird because what I'm asking for is to have animals but with extra bits. I don't know, it's weird to describe what I say. But for me, it's kind of goofy that one of the main level enemies in this expansion is straight up just flying woman with wings and big boobs, and that's like our constant threat. Like, I like seeing Bison, but Bison has goat horns. Like, to me, that's cool. I think bear but big and white is really lame, in all honesty. I also don't like the Sasquatch. I think the Sasquatch is pretty stupid. I feel like there's two, what do you call it? I feel like there's two mindsets that are going on with the design of the enemies. Because I feel like with you saying these are Realm Reborn enemies, I feel like it's the idea that's like Shin Megami Tensei, where it's like the enemies being the same thing as what we've seen before is like a reflection of some sort. Like, these are enemies from the source. And that's why we should be feeling bad about these being Sin Eaters and stuff, because they're just like normal things that we fight against in our world, but like perverse in some way. Like the way Shin Megami Tensei enemies are. Unless you're talking about Adolf Hitler, in which Adolf Hitler is just Adolf Hitler. But like, you know what I mean. Ours was Silent Hill is also a good example. I don't know why Shin Megami Tensei is always my immediate thought. Just like humans. But to be fair, Silent Hill only started doing the monsters or symbolism of the main character's psyche in Silent Hill 2 and then afterwards. It wasn't their intention to do that in the first game. The scary enemies were just scary. And to be fair, the game was scary.
There are so many.
Why can't you do that outside of cutscenes?
Lena, hold on. They turned on me.
Oh no. Thank you. You do this a lot. Well, you don't do that a lot, but you tend to fly a lot from explosions.
This one is mine!
Those gunbreakers thing, kinda. I know this is gonna sound mean, but why are we spending our time fighting the fodder instead of fighting the big rat who makes all of the rules and attack them instead?
Only hold out a little while longer. Reinforcements are coming, remember? The captain said so. We're going to be all right.
I'll be evolved mode gunbreakers cool in 8.0. Yeah, that would be cool.
Run! Run, damn you!
The Warrior of Darkness has returned. The Bloody Knight has returned. So stay with me, eh? You can't go dying now.
Because you don't know where the next big rat is.
Damn it!
Please let this work. Please let this work.
Aww.
No. No, no. Stay back. Stay back.
Why did you spare me? Why? What have I done to deserve this mercy? Forward! Forward! If you can still hold a sword, follow me! Wounded to the rear! Weapons at the ready! Let's make this count!
Fight and struggle. Seek salvation by your own hands. Though the losses be grave, endure them. Though the victories be hollow, claim them.
Oh boy, we're closing in on an hour. It says we've driven them back, for the time being at least. The wounded have been collected and are undergoing treatment now. Once they're ready to be moved, we'll have them carried back to the Crystarium. Dead as well, of course. Those whose bodies remain, anyway. Actually, I think this is a good place to cut it. Although I don't want to cut it here at an hour, I realize that I've been having this problem. I'm gonna fly around and talk because I can afford to do that. I've been having this problem at work where every single time I go to work, I'm just so incredibly exhausted, annoyed, and tired. And I realize why this might be, and it might be from the video we watched last night, Monty. I don't know if we watched it, but I watched it at least. And it was about Northern Lion and Dan talking about, like, I realized the reason, like, this is their words, not mine. Northern Lion was like, I realized the problem that I had with the reason for why I always felt so tired and exhausted during college and stuff is because I realized that I was a morning person. I just like mornings way more than staying up late at night and doing a bunch of shit. And Dan was like, yeah, I kind of want to engage in that too. I also want to be like that. So do you have any tips for it? And it's just like, oh, you just have to do it over the course of years. And I was like, all right. But the thing about that is that it made me realize that that might be me, in all honesty. I have been doing the thing where I do stay up late a lot and I do a bunch of stuff late at night. And to be fair, it's like basically the only time I get to do it. But now I've been thinking, like, when I started work and I started doing a bunch of stuff at work, I'm starting to realize the reason why I enjoy doing all that shit at work is because I was waking up in the mornings. I was waking up around like 9 or something, and that's not very early in the morning, but you know what I mean. But I've been waking up around 9 doing a bunch of stuff, and then I go to work, and I felt way better doing that instead of just waking up an hour before work, taking a shower, and doing all my like daily tasks in about an hour or two at most. Also, I'm taking another milligram. It's not really... I'm not really feeling that tired. But I realize that I just haven't been feeling the greatest because I've just been waking up so late and I had to do so much stuff in about an hour or two. And I just think that, like, if I give myself more time to be awake before I go to work, I'm probably just gonna be feeling way better. Then I get to do all the stuff that I like to do at work, and I get to engage with it so much better instead of being so fucking tired. So that's why I was thinking about just ending the stream after an hour mark and trying to get to sleep early, so that I can wake up and start doing all that shit I need to do before I have to go to work, but I have like a couple of hours to do it. That, and it'll give me some extra time to just like go out and do shit. I love Ken. I'm just Ken. Anywhere else I'd be a 10. Isn't that back that they had up around the apology? What was I saying? Oh yeah, no, that's just my thought, is that I just want to start waking up earlier in the mornings because I think I would just genuinely feel better. And that's what I want. I want to start feeling better. I'm tired of a life of blonde fragility. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm just fucking tired of, like, waking up, going to work, and be like, ah, fuck, I fucking feel so tired. I gotta hit my vape, I gotta hit the cigar, I gotta get my cigarettes, I gotta, like, drink beer and stuff. And I've just been thinking, I should just wake up earlier. I should just wake up earlier and eat breakfast, and I'll feel way better. I've been doing this thing recently where I just start making my own food before work. Before I go in and do a bunch of stuff, I decided that I would try my best to eat breakfast. If I can't, honest to God, make breakfast at home, or if I can't eat breakfast at home, I'll go buy whatever I can from work, and that's it. That's what I have for breakfast, is whatever I find at work. Well, I'll have like a slice of pizza. I'll have like a slice of pizza and some fries or something, and that'll be my source of calories for work. But I've been realizing, and I've been like, I need to cut down on both my calorie intake Like I need to clean. I need to cut down on my like fucking my dirty calorie intake, which is a very fucking dumb and pseudoscience way of saying that. And I also need to start engaging in not spending as much money on food. My biggest thing that's killing me is that I need to start cutting back on spending so much money, so much damn money on food. Anyways, that was fun. What's gonna happen next in the story? I forget. Honestly, I don't know. I think we're gonna be trying to fight the next lay warden who is leading the assault or whatever. It's either gonna be an actual lay warden or we're gonna be fighting something related to the king of the Ylmerians, the Vothries or whatever, King Vothries. I think it's gonna be one of those two things. Is what's gonna be happening next? Either that or we go straight to we go to the desert place and start doing all the shit in the desert with Alice and start knocking that out. I'm taking a second to look at my last video that I uploaded. It was the Adventures of Swampland. Okay, let me go put that upload now. Get the other upload up. Okay, that one I'll export to YouTube. Go to YouTube, pal. All right, that was fun. I like that. I hope to engage with it more, and I hope that we can start doing. I hope that I can stream a lot sooner than I did this time. There was a valid reason for why I didn't stream earlier today. But I hope what I'm thinking of doing is I'm thinking of every time that I come home from work, I'm just gonna start stream right away, and that's gonna be my unwinding time. And if I have time after we do some stuff and we stop at a reasonable time, that's when I'll engage in my stuff that I like doing. Otherwise, like I don't know, fucking rolling dice or something. I don't know. That'll be my after time. Stream time will be my unwinding time. All right.